What about your water? Is it safe to drink? Well, right now, the Louisville Water Company is not issuing a boil water advisory. These are court documents we just got our hands on today. They are not satisfied. They want to get rid of these women, toss them out, and start over. Rescue crews are removing him from the building. We're told he's alert and talking. Now, the scene is here behind us. Dawn, the water was gushing for about 2 hours, but good news, they have shut off the valves around 10:20, so the water is no longer flowing. The other issue right now, as you can see, emergency responders still here, is the natural gas. Scott, the attorney for IU student Corey Rossman says he was in a fight the night that 20-year-old Lauren Spear disappeared outside of her apartment building right here, and she was with him. There are signs plastered around Bloomington with 20-year-old Lauren Spear's picture, looking for clues of what may have happened to her. Corey Rossman's attorney says they were together outside her apartment building when he got into a fight, got knocked out, and doesn't remember much else.
He has no recollection of a lot of the time frames before and after the assault.
Police are saying little about the incident.
All of our information, including video and interviews, indicates that Lauren was not involved in any altercations.
Instead, they're focusing on the search.
I will see everybody out at the boathouse.
Hundreds of people are meeting up and walking the streets of Bloomington.
It's really shocking to the community.
Fellow students, residents of Bloomington, but so far, nothing. So hundreds are turning their search efforts outside the city, focusing Thursday on Griffey Lake. Now, at one point, police said there were as many as 10 persons of interest, and still today, they are not naming any suspects. It's a story you normally hear about out of New Mexico, but last night, viewers right here in Kentuckyana say they think they saw a UFO.
I look up, and there were two stars right here, and that thing, it was there, hovering, or whatever it does.
That was Jose Senquez, who lives in J-Town. Now, another viewer, Steve Caudell, took this video of the same thing from Fairdale. As you can see, two orange reddish circles in the sky. They get bigger and smaller, and eventually one disappears. Senquez says it started as a square, but he thinks he actually saw a figure inside.
Watch it shift from this area to that area.
He said the facility in Ohio was by far the worst one he has ever been to. On this southern Indiana property, you'll find more than just house cats.
Chief.
3 lions, 11 tigers, and dozens of other animals.
These animals aren't, the killing machines that they're made out to be.
Tim Stark has been rescuing and adopting exotic pets for 2 decades, which is how he met Terry Thompson, the exotic animal owner in Zanesville, Ohio.
His facilities was by far, in the 20 years I've been in this business, it was by far the biggest dump that I'd ever seen. No locks on any cages, dead carcasses laying everywhere, in and outside of the cages.
Local law enforcement searched for the animals overnight and into the day, shutting down schools and asking people to stay inside. Something Stark says he warned local, state, and federal law enforcement about after he visited the property in 2008.
Nobody wanted to do anything. All they kept saying was no, none of them had jurisdiction over it. They don't govern the exotic animals.
He says he talked to Muskingum County Sheriff Matt Lutz.
We could not have animals running loose in this county.
And in December told him he could find homes for the animals.
And I stressed out to Officer Matt Lutz's that over there at Terry Thompson's facility was 110% an accident waiting to happen, jeopardizing public safety. Most of those cages, I honestly wouldn't have kept a German Shepherd in them, expecting it not to get out, let alone lions and tigers and bears.
But now, most of those animals have been shot and killed after running wild in Zanesville.
I'm glad that is dead. You damn right I am. He deserves it. No animal deserves to live like his were living. It gives a bad name to all exotic animal owners.
Stark says the fight is not over, and he plans to hold law enforcement in Zanesville, Ohio, responsible. Perfect running weather.
Did you have a good run today?
Oh, it's great outside.
Excellent.
I'm giving you the credit.
I'll take it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
And a Louisville couple renewed their vows at a local fast food joint, transformed into the Love Castle. Christopher Stallings took part in the White Castle wedding. Their 5-year-old son was the ring bearer and 6-year-old daughter the flower girl. Cheyenne entered the 1077 SFR's contest on Facebook because she wanted to renew her vows with her husband, and he loves White Castle, but they only had 3 days to get everything ready.
In my visor, I still have me and Nicole's junior prom picture.
Trent Wagner's like any other 18-year-old.
Y'all gonna make me cry here.
A Jeff High grad.
Here's my student season tickets that I didn't get to use this year.
Who loves the cards.
But you will notice that the Kentucky game is ripped off. I did get to go to that one though.
And hangs out with his girlfriend, Nicole.
2 years in March. Remember I told you March 28th? I know.
And that relationship grew stronger.
She stayed in the hospital with me all 42 nights in the bed next to me.
On September 7th, 2010, when he went out on a run for his dad's AAA business.
So I was changing the tire. I'm in the back of the truck with the bad tire, and I'm calling my dad, and I'm getting ready to get out the good tire. And I was turned around talking to him, just kind of standing between the trucks. Literally, as soon as I hung up the phone with him, I see this car just graze off the guardrail and slam into the back of my truck. Then everything just kind of spiraled out of control. I just remember the motion of being carried backwards by the cars and everything. I've got blood everywhere from the waist down, and I'm, in this horrible position, freaking out. I mean, inside, I kept control on the outside, and I helped kind of run the scene. But on the inside, I was freaking out, not knowing what was going to happen next, if I was going to die. I didn't know. That's me in the ER.
11 surgeries later, Trent is thankful to be alive and has a wicked sense of humor to prove it.
And as they pulled the cars apart, it was weird because I just kind of fell over. Like, obviously I didn't have a leg to stand on. I wouldn't mind more money. It's kind of bad.
And instead of getting down,
It's starting to hurt a little bit.
Trent is determined to walk again.
I had a lot of support and a lot of hope in myself. So, I never really doubted myself from the beginning.
Pushing the limit 3 times a week at Southern Indiana Rehab.
My mom would kill me when I'm on the news walking out in the cold in shorts. Other kids in the area don't do this. I'm only allowed to do it because I'm an amputee. It's an extra privilege.
Now he can drive himself to his next appointment to get fitted.
Just for me, I like it. No.
For his next step.
With the degree of trauma that he experienced, he's way ahead of the game.
The Oak Tree is the name of the poem.
Hoping someday soon to get his body to do
It stole the oak tree's leaves away.
what his mind knows it can.
You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until
Using the love and support from friends and family, one step at a time.
Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure. But now I've found, with thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew.
Elizabeth Donatelli,
Isn't that pretty awesome?
Wave 3 News.